Hello, my name's Thomas Jim. I live in Ada for the last little over 21 years, about 21, 22 years. And I call it my home, so I'm here. Nothing's gonna run me off, spiritually or physically. I've never been this scared in my life. It's called a Bearwalker, half man, half bear. This guy that I know got out of prison. He was doing something vocal and like he's almost in a trance. He was like, hey, I'm gonna get you now. He is a conniving son of a bitch. I hear a bear at the back door there and just snorts and sends chills up and down my spine. Everything pointed to him. It always just turns around and goes right back to him. I had my choice. I should have been kneecapped and beat the dog shit out of him. Coming after me, basically, what I'm thinking. You realize this is
ongoing thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a daily thing. There's times that I just, nothing else but think about it. Come on, Clint. Don't worry about Clint. He's harmless. He's harmless.
We know how it goes.
He's harmless. I named him after Mr. Eastwood. He's a good dog. He's shy now. He used to walk around with his tail up all the time.
Yeah.
Since this all started, it's just made him as crazy as me, I guess.
Up until recently, Thomas has lived a happy and normal life. It all changed when he allowed a man, whose name will be withheld, stayed in his home.
This guy that I know got out of prison. Didn't know where he's at afterwards, after he got out of prison, but eventually he worked his way to Oklahoma and needed a place to stay. So he ended up coming here, staying with me. I was kind of reluctant, but let him stay here. I guess within a week, he was out in front with a drum, playing a drum, chanting. I just kind of asked him, I said, what are you doing? He said, I learned a song. Kept on, I didn't think nothing about it, just went on about my business. And then probably within a month and a half, 2 months, something like that, after he pretty much settled in. He's out there, it's like on a Friday or Saturday night, and he's out there and he's really getting it. And you can tell how he was doing it, that he was doing something, and he was really, really vocal and like he's almost in a trance, basically.
Incantation or ritual.
That's what I got out of it. He was playing the drum just right there, about where he parked the car right there. Had the drums right in here, underneath this tree. I didn't really think anything about it because I had a few beers in me, so I just went ahead and went to my truck, kicked on the radio, and didn't think anything about it. So I ended up needing to go to the restroom, so I come in the house, and then when I come back out, he had stopped, and he was just basically just looking back south. And I kind of glanced over that way, and I seen a couple of eyes, basically what I saw. And I seen that, whatever it was, just right in here. Yeah, the eyes was right in here. As I was walking up, as I looked this way, that trailer wasn't there. As I was walking up, I could see it like that. It's glowing, you couldn't miss it. So I walk up and I got my hand over my mouth, just like, I didn't even have to say anything. He says, you see it, don't you? I said, yeah, I see it. And that was the end of the conversation. He stayed with us maybe 10 times, off and on, always getting in trouble, telling him, hey man, don't bring laws into my house. Wouldn't listen to me, just come and go. Big pig, we had to run him off, throw him out. So eventually, just probably within the last month, that he come over and wanted to stay here. And I told him, I said, you can't stay here. He went right off on his bicycle. And when he stopped and turned and looked at me, it was like, hey, I'm gonna get you now.
He said that, or
No,
the look he gave you?
The look he gave me.
Okay. According to legend, when a Native American is close to death, the spirit of a Bearwalker can possess the body of the dying person. Once possessed, the Bearwalker must kill one person per year, or the vessel will die. Thomas tells of how a Bearwalker spirit is now threatening him and his home.
following day, he was in the emergency room. They had to Metaflight him out. He had had an accident and hurt himself real bad. Didn't think anything, you know. I hoped he's okay. That was about it. But then, here within the last week or so, well, actually in the last couple of days, I hear a bear at the back door there and just snorts and sends chills up and down my spine. And legend has it that it's called a Bearwalker, half man, half bear. Everything pointed to him. It always just turns around and goes right back to him. So I'm sure that's who it is. I had my choice. I'd shoot him in the kneecap and beat the dog shit out of him. And that's true. Because he is a conniving son of a bitch. Coming after me, basically, what I'm thinking. Can't be trusted, and he's bad. I ended up getting this feeling about the woods over here that night. Got the phone, turned it toward the woods, sun setting, and kind of hang around for a minute and then come in the house and let it sit out there. And this is really weird. You can hear in the distance like a low, like a growl of a bear. When it gets real close, you can hear the breathing, just like an eerie noise with it. And the growl seemed like it was kind of hollow in the distance. And then you can hear a tree starting like a twig snapping, just, and all of a sudden just falls in the distance. But you can hear like the breathing of a bear, and seeming like it's getting closer and closer, and then nothing, and then seems like the audio just goes out, completely silence, and then all of a sudden just jump back in. You can hear it on the tape of it.
Thomas allowed me to share the audio that he recorded that night. What you're about to hear is an unedited recording of what Thomas has just described. Listen for the sudden change of audio at the end, as well as the sound of wood being splintered.
talking?
You realize this is,
Ongoing thing, huh?
yeah, it's a daily thing. There's times that I just, nothing else but think about it.
The Bearwalker legend comes from the Lakota tribe of South Dakota. Thomas explains how the man had lived and studied with the Lakota tribe before he came to Oklahoma.
And I got to checking into myths and legends and stuff from that certain tribe. And he studied with that tribe before he come down here. That's how I know all that other stuff. So that kind of leads me to believe that's him.
Thomas has found several footprints in his backyard, footprints that he cannot explain. He has made castings of these prints and shown me several of his findings. One in particular is unexplainable and disturbing. The casting shows the front claws and pad of a bare foot. The pad of the foot continues back and slowly takes the shape of a human heel.
It does have the bare foot right here. You can see the claws back down this way. And then you can see the back pad of the bear right here. But what's weird about it is how this right through here, how all this kind of just ties right back up into it. And it's got the shape of a heel of someone. I found the prints underneath right here. Yeah, he's been digging a hole and now it's just pretty much, yeah.
But the prints were under this?
Yeah,
carpet?
it was actually like one right here or right in here. The other one was right along here, and then the other one seemed like it was right along here.
Thomas has no explanation for these sounds. He took me into his woods and showed me a fallen tree behind his house. The tree was splintered as if it was snapped like a twig. There were no signs of it being felled by a lightning strike, as there were no scorch marks of any sort.
The tree I'm talking about is right here. If y'all come this way, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It is just totally snapped, and I don't know why. That looks, I've never seen anything like that. I've seen lightning hit a tree, and it peels it back, but you can see it where it comes down to where it jagged, basically. So I don't know. That right there is like somebody snapped it like a toothpick to me. And we've had some wind come up, but I'm not, man, I don't know. I really don't know. And that kind of gets you exactly where I'm at today. I wanted to get a hold of you and tell you my story because, I don't know, something happens to me, at least it's out there. I'm all about having some evidence because I want to know myself.